Psalm 62, 63. A psalm by David, when he was in the desert of Judea. God, my God, I rise early to be with you. My soul thirsts for you. How often my flesh thirsts for you. In a desolate, impassable, and waterless land. So in the holy place I appear before you. To see your power and your glory. Because your mercy is better than life. My lips shall praise you. Thus I will bless you in my life. I will lift up my hands in your name. May my soul be filled, as if with marrow and fatness. And my mouth shall sing praise to you with lips filled with rejoicing. If I remembered you on my bed. I meditated on you at daybreak. For you are my helper. And in the shelter of your wings I will greatly rejoice. My soul follows close behind you. Your right hand takes hold of me. But they seek for my soul in vain. They shall go into the lowest parts of the earth. They shall be given over to the edge of the sword. They shall be a portion for foxes. But the king shall be glad in God. All who swear by him shall be praised. For the mouth that speaks unrighteous things is stopped. Psalm 63, 64. For the end, a psalm by David. Hear my voice, O God, in my supplication. Deliver my soul from fear of the enemy. You sheltered me from the conspiracy of evildoers. From the multitude of those who work lawlessness. Who sharpen their tongue like a sword. They stretched their bow, a bitter thing. To strike down the blameless man in secret. Suddenly they will shoot him, and not be afraid. They made an evil word strong in themselves. They told of hiding snares. They said, who will see them? They searched out lawlessness. In searching they grew weary. A man shall draw near, and the heart is deep. And God shall be exalted. Their blows became a childish barb. And their tongues were utterly weakened in them. All who saw them were troubled. And every M&W as afraid. And they proclaimed the works of God. And understood his deeds. The righteous M shall be glad in the Lord, and shall hope in him. And all the upright in heart shall be praised. Psalm 64, 65. For the end, a psalm by David, an ode, sung by Jeremiah and Ezekiel regarding the situation of the sojourners, when they were about to depart. It is fitting to sing a hymn to you in Zion, O God. And a vow shall be rendered to you in Jerusalem. Hear my prayer. To you all flesh shall come. The words of lawless men overpowered us. And you will show mercy to our ungodliness. Blessed is he whom you choose and help. He shall dwell in your courts. We shall be filled with the good things of your house. Holy is your temple, wondrous in righteousness. Hear us, O God our Saviour. The hope of all the ends of earth. And of those far off at sea. He who prepares mountains in his strength. Who is girded with power. Who troubles the depth of the sea. The sounds of its waves. The nations shall be troubled. And those who inhabit the ends of the earth. Shall be afraid because of your signs. You shall gladden the outgoings of morning and evening. You visited the earth and watered it. You enriched it abundantly. The river of God is filled with waters. You prepared their food, for thus is your preparation thereof. Water its furrows, multiply its fruits. With its raindrops the earth will be gladdened when it produces fruits. You will bless the crown of the year with your goodness. And your fields will be filled with fatness. The desert fruits will be made fat. And the hills will be girded with rejoicing. The rams of the sheep are clothed with wool. And the valleys shall abound in wheat. They will shout and truly sing hymns. Psalm 65, 66. For the end, an ode of a psalm of resurrection. Shout to God, all the earth. Sing now to his name. Give glory to his praise. Say to God, how fearful are your works. In the greatness of your power your enemies will lie to you. Let all the earth worship you and sing to you. Let them sing to your name. Come and see the works of God. he is more fearful in his counsels than the sons of men. Who turns the sea into dry land? They will cross over the river on foot. There we will be glad in him. In him who as Lord shall rule in his power forever. His eyes will look at the Gentiles. Let not those who provoke him be exalted in themselves. Bless our God, you Gentiles. And make the voice of his praise to be heard. Who established my soul in life. And who did not permit my feet to be moved. For you, O God, tested us. You tried us in the fire, as silver is purified by fire. You brought us into the snare. You laid affliction on our back. You put men on our heads. We went through fire and water. And you led us into a refreshing place. I will go into your house with whole burnt offerings. I will pay you the vows. My lips uttered. And my mouth spoke in my affliction. I will offer you whole burnt offerings full of marrow. With incense and rams. I will offer oxen with a young he-goat. Come and hear, and I will describe to you. All who fear God. What things he did for my soul. I cried to him with my mouth. And I exalted him with my tongue. If I regarded wrongdoing in my heart. Let not the Lord hear me. Therefore God heard me. He gave heed to the voice of my supplication. Blessed be God, who has not turned away my prayer, nor his mercy from me. Notes from the previous page. 62:1 Psalm 62 is a prayer of Christ the King, v12, instructing his church in morning prayers. For this world is like the desert of Judea, v1, which is desolate, impassable, and waterless, v2. And the soul that remembers God during the night on his bed will also learn to meditate on him in the morning, v7. Such a soul will be filled, v6, and cannot be injured by the devil and his angels, they, v10. 63:1 Psalm 63 is a prayer of Christ, the end, v1, instructing the members of his church. How to wage a good warfare against the devil and the fear of death, fear of the enemy. v2, in times of persecution and martyrdom. 64:1 Psalm 64 is a prophecy concerning Christ, the end, v1, and concerning his church in relation to the theme of sojourning in this world, the situation of the sojourners when they were about to depart, v1. See 4 Kings 24 for the historical background, when Jerusalem was carried away captive to Babylon. These two cities focus attention on the theme of sojourning, for the church is, so to speak, sojourning in the city of Babylon. Babylon means confusion, as can be seen from Genesis 11, for the church is sojourning in a confused world. But Jerusalem means peace, for the church is looking for the resurrection from the dead and the life of the world to come, Creed. For peace will inhabit the new world, and this psalm instructs the church in how to sojourn in anticipation of this world to come. 65:1 Psalm 65 prophesies the resurrection of Christ, the end, a psalm of resurrection, v. 1. All the earth is invited to worship the risen Christ, verses 1-4. All are invited to come and see the works of God, v5, which he wrought in abolishing death and rising again from the dead, as typified by the Exodus in Israel's history, v6. And his resurrection demonstrates that he will rule in his power forever, v7, over his church, consisting of both Jews and Gentiles who believe in him, verses 7-20.